Hello, everyone. Welcome to Littlefield Live Streaming. Tonight's show is Whiplash. Now, please welcome your host, Shalewa Sharpe.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? You know, just your weekly check-in from the bozos at Whiplash. I'm Shalewa Sharpe. I'm your host this evening. Welcome to all of this. All of this is me in my dining room with a bed sheet on the wall. A lot of this is fake. This is all fake. I put a virtual apartment behind me. Oh, we're gonna have a good time. We have a lot of funny people and a couple that aren't funny. You decide. You know, we've been in isolation nation for a little while now, about 8 weeks or so. And I noticed early on, a lot of people were cooking and baking and baking and baking. And I feel like you guys probably got really good at it by week 3, but we're at week 8 now. You're out of flour for sure, and you're tired of your own baked goods. So what are your current 2-month struggle meals? Like, what are you eating out there? What are you doing? I did not bake. I chose not to bake. That was a decision I made. That also was kind of made for me because I don't know how to bake, and I don't feel like now is the time. Now isn't the time to learn. Do I have to get out of the fetal position to do it? Then forget about it. I'm not going to. I mean, I do like bread. I do. I don't know if I like your homemade bread though. I don't know if I trust your homemade bread. But I've been doing struggle meals this whole time. And I can tell you, you know, I can give you some snack ideas in case you're all out of what to do. If you have a sweet tooth like me, can I recommend Nilla Wafers? And I'll tell you why they got to be Nilla Wafers. Nilla Wafers are dense. They're very dense. They're a heavy little cookie. They dry you out. 2 or 3 of them, you really start to feel it, and it dries you out. So it forces you to drink water, making you hydrate. So it's a little trick you play on your body. So you really only need like a handful of them before you're like, I'm good. I'm all crumb. So those tend to last long. And since we're not entirely sure when things are going to get back to normal, I feel like you need a cookie that's going to be with you for the long haul. That's a Nilla wafer. I mean, I guess if you're a baking person, you could stick it in some pudding. Do you bake pudding? Again, don't know how to cook. Now, if you're looking for a more savory treat, may I suggest the Italian nacho? And that sounds very fancy, but here's what it is. It is jarred spaghetti sauce that you then dip a tortilla chip in. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. There's no, I mean, I guess you could put cheese on it or maybe a little spinach. I don't know, try to get a sauce that's flavored with meat. But definitely give that a shot. And if you call it an Italian nacho, it doesn't feel as sad. Now, if any of you out there have acid reflux, do not eat the Italian nacho. You will pay for it in the end. But if you're living on the edge, and I feel like we all are, eat the Italian nacho. Just eat it like, I don't know, before 7 p.m. Are you not keeping up with time anymore? Neither am I. Yeah, what is 7 p.m. really? It's now, and it's Whiplash time. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get the party started, and I'm going to bring up your first comedian. She's very funny, and I believe she's coming to us from a bunker in Coney Island. Please welcome to the stage Samantha Ruddy, everyone. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Do you want me to stick around and laugh at you, or do you want me to go away and laugh at you?
I think it'd be great if you stuck around. I'd love
Okay,
to
I'll
chat.
stick around. I'll stick around. What's new?
Oh man, how is your quarantine been?
It's not bad, you know.
It's not
I
bad.
mean, I'm in a slightly basement apartment.
Sure.
So when I yell out of my window at people who are not wearing masks, they can't really hear me because I'm like at foot level.
That's a shame
So,
because they need to
yeah.
hear it.
They do need to hear it, but I also need to scream it, and I don't want to get into fights either way. So it's kind of working out.
Yeah.
How about
It's
you?
weird how like states are reacting to it very differently.
Yes. It's real
I mean, you're
strange.
from Georgia, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough. I mean, it's crazy because like California is like, we're gonna lock down for 2 years, and Florida's like, all right, we'll bite. What's coronavirus?
Right. Yeah, it's really odd. I talked to my sister who is still kind of stuck in Georgia. A literal stuck, not a metaphysical stuck, you know, whereas before it's like, I'm never going to get out of here. But now it's like, oh, I'm actually never going to get out of here. And yeah,
no.
Georgia's a mess. Georgia's a mess. Literally on my mind all the time. But, you know,
And people
other than
are
that,
like,
everything's fine.
Everything's fine. People in Georgia are like getting haircuts already. I don't know the next time you'll be able to get a haircut in New York City. I think it's going to be
No.
years.
What are you doing?
I think we're all going to be cutting our hair.
Yeah. Have you cut your hair yet?
Oh, several times.
Yeah.
So many times. I cut it this morning in the back.
Oh, that's great.
I'm constantly cutting it. And I
Yes.
didn't even go into quarantine with a good haircut. I was like in a phase where I needed to get my hair fixed because I had gotten a bad haircut right before quarantine, and then this shit happened. And I don't want to say that I've been the most affected by coronavirus, but you know, I literally I got a haircut and it was so bad. They did it like too spiky in the back. I looked like a Karen. Like a white lady who like loves Disney too much and has an All Lives Matter bumper sticker. Yeah, like just very Karen. And the worst part was like I couldn't even complain because that's exactly what a Karen would do.
Yeah, no, a Karen wouldn't like that haircut. Mm-mm.
No. And then they would probably make fun of me. They'd be like, "Oh, do you want to speak to the manager? Because you look like you do, you know?" And so I just lived with the haircut and I cut it myself. And I have to say, there's a very fine line between soft butch and Karen, but I think I finally went over to the other way. So
yeah, it really like it's like a percentage of spikiness that needs to flop over before you get. It's very tough. It's a very tough line.
If I straighten this, Karen.
Yes. Yeah, so Butch is going to accept the wave. It's going to accept the wave that comes. Karen is going to flat iron that thing. Also, no chunky highlights. That's key.
I've been avoiding those my whole life. So.
Yeah, that's very tough. Because I mean, they looked good one day, just one day.
Did they?
One day, the first day, and then after that, it was a mess. After that, it was a mess.
I know too many blonde ladies who like went into a pool and then had green hair to ever think that chunky highlights would be a good idea.
Yeah, you have to. That's when you're doing it yourself. That's partially why I never wanted to dye my hair green, because it looks like you made a mistake. Green hair to me always looks like you've made a mistake.
It's so true. Even if it's like meticulous, even when like Billie Eilish had it and it was like clearly on purpose. It was like somebody went in the pool.
Yes. It's just like someone's wearing cheap jewelry. You know, anything, there's something about green. Either it means extreme health or you messed up somewhere. So I'll just stick with primary colors, your blue, your red. That's all I'll do.
Your yellows, your chunky yellows.
Maybe. I look ridiculous with yellow hair.
You're Gen X, right?
I am Gen X, yes. I'm a strong Gen X.
Strong Gen X. You have the Gen X vibes.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, I can use Excel, but I had a rotary phone, you know?
I'm very like, all of the touchstones that come with being Gen X, I unfortunately have hit.
I feel that way about millennial. I was born in 92. I'm like the millennial.
Oh, for sure.
I have a little brother who's 19, so he's Gen Z. I have a theory. I think that like Gen X and millennials are better with technology than Gen Z. Hear me out.
Okay.
Because Gen Z never had to troubleshoot. Everything has always just worked for them.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like we had technology, but it was bad.
Yeah, that's
like
for
my
sure.
My little brother like complained that like Spotify crashed, and I'm like, oh no, Spotify crashed your phone. Like, I downloaded a song from Napster that made the FBI show up at our house. It wasn't even the right song.
Oh, was it labeled wrong?
It was labeled wrong. It was a TV show. I didn't want it. Anyway, my dad went to jail for like a year.
Oh, that's a shame. But I mean, that's what you get, Napster. I wore a Napster tank top that's the closest I came to Napster.
Oh my God.
Because Napster was for like for dorks.
Really? What did you use? Kaza? Were you a Kaza gal?
No, I was a soul seek person.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only knew how to work soul seek because I was dating a dude who was extremely young, and he showed me how to use all of that because I still was like, burning CDs.
Oh yeah, I was doing that till like 3 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I won't get anything if it doesn't have a CD or DVD drive in it because it's going to come back, ironically, at some point.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna get a tattoo of a CD drive very soon.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I don't know. I've been through so many formats.
Yeah.
So
oh
like
my God, yeah.
It was like albums when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, it was cassettes. When I was in my 20s and 30s, it was CDs. And then, later in the 30s, like MP3s. And now, I mean, it's just weeping. So I've hit every type of way to hear music as possible.
I still like the radio.
I do too.
Here's the thing. I don't even like podcasts. Like everyone's so obsessed with podcasts. I much prefer to listen to radio DJs because they're so unhinged.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, okay. I feel like, can you hear a baby crying?
I cannot.
Oh, thank God. All right. Never mind. I'm not gonna elaborate any further on that. Just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
There is a baby in my home.
Mm-hmm.
He is upset. Also, not my job. So I'm a terrible father. It's not my baby. I feel like that didn't make it better. What was I talking about? Podcasts? I hate podcasts, especially parenting ones. I hate podcasts. I like FM radio. I don't know. Like podcasts always have like a purpose. FM radio is much more nihilistic. Like, what are you doing? Like I was listening the other day because I had to, and there was like a segment where women called men live on air and would ghost at them, and it was beautiful. This lady called this guy, and she was like, we went on like 3 dates, and I thought we were having a great time. I never heard from you again. What's the deal? And the guy was like, oh, is this live? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, well, I didn't know how to tell you this, but I got my ex-girlfriend pregnant, and we had to decide if we were gonna get an abortion or keep the baby. So I didn't really know how to tell you. And then there's just like 60 seconds of silence. And then they just play Despacito. Yeah, that's not happening on podcasts.
No, that's not. That's not.
Joe Rogan can't do that.
No. Also, what a weird thing to hear just before you go into the office.
I was in an Uber on my way to a 6-hour flight, and I was just like, they're gonna think about this all 6 hours. All right, well, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Thanks for coming by, Samantha.
Oh,
Yay!
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
That was Samantha Ruddy, everyone. She's super funny, and you saw that. You can see that. So I'm gonna bring up our next comedian. How about that? Let's see. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Tom Thakkar. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Shalewa.
How are you?
I'm good. By the way, Joe Rogan can do anything.
Man, no. If there's any place that the ghosts are, it's going to be listening to Joe Rogan.
Oh,
for
that's
sure.
where the ghosts live for sure.
Yeah, and they're not going to cop to it.
Is
There's no
anybody
way
else
they're-
concerned about the Samantha baby thing? I feel like she's stole
Not
a
at all.
baby,
Nope.
And
Mm-mm.
she's having like a telltale heart moment where she's hearing
Where
baby
she's-
screams.
Where babies are just crying everywhere.
Did anybody
No.
hear that? Oh, I'm not crazy.
I'm assuming she's still in New York City, where there is always a baby crying above you, no matter.
That could be. Sam, are you still in New York? She's gone. I don't even know.
She's gone. Yeah.
No, I'm not gone, and I am not in New York. I am in upstate New York, which is not New York, and I'm quarantining with the family that my girlfriend nannies for.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, go keep ignoring that baby then. Keep it. It ain't your job.
I
You
gotta
had
go
just
check on
enough
that
time
baby.
to come up with that story, huh? You couldn't have said that when it came up, but you had just enough time in the darkness to figure it out.
I had to think.
All right. So you wanna tell some
Yeah,
jokes?
I'll just go. I won't make you do this.
All right. I'm still gonna laugh over you. So.
All right, good. How are you guys? I hope you're good. I obviously. Oh, thanks, Rob. Rob private messaged me sweet riff, bro, which feels. Rob is a bad guy, by the way. He can't talk right now, so I can say it. He's not a good person. And you think he is, but he's not. I've been trying to drink less. My girlfriend told me that she didn't feel good that I was drinking hard alcohol every night, and so I bought a bunch of beer, and I think that's been better. And my hangovers have gotten so bad now. I'm 32 now, and my hangovers are so brutal. I get depressed when I'm hungover now. Does anybody else get that? It's not even interesting depression because I don't get suicidal, but I don't get actively suicidal. I'll get passively suicidal. You know, that type where you cross the street, you only look one way. You're like, hey, the rest is up to God. I'm like, you know. Or you're like, I'm not washing these blueberries. You know, that sort of suicidal. Nobody cares about that. I've been missing stand-up a lot, and I've been missing like restaurants. And somebody told me, I remember right before I left New York, people were like, you got to cherish these times. You got to cherishing doesn't help shit. It didn't do. I did cherish it. I cherished everything. It doesn't make anything better. Cherishing sucks. Just sitting there. Also, you're sitting there just like looking off into space. People are like, what are you doing? You're like, cherishing. It fucking sucks. And I realized I'm a gossipy little bitch during this time. I miss gossiping. I found myself just telling my girlfriend stories about what Hank Hill has been saying. So then Hank said to Bobby, like, nobody cares about this. I find myself doing old people shit. I find myself really, like I said, I'm in my 30s, and I feel this is a bit that I was working on before quarantine, but I heard myself just say something old the other day. I was in my hometown, and I heard myself say, that Applebee's used to be a Chili's. Who gives a shit? That's not interesting. That's old people. Did you like the chili? No, it just was. You need to know what was, you know? Also, by the way, side note, if Chili's didn't make it, good luck, Applebee's. Because Applebee's sucks. Chili's is at least like, maybe we're Mexican, we don't even know. And then Applebee's is like, it's food, man. I don't know. Neighborhoods, does that resonate with anybody? Like, it sucks. You know what? Real old people, we're staying with my girlfriend's parents. I gotta quiet down a little bit here. But real old people shit is having a loud clock. You ever notice how old people, their clocks are always like bing bong ding dong, and then every old person can't sleep at night. They're like, I didn't sleep very well last night. I wonder why, bitch. You have a full orchestra playing to tell you it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Here's some old people. I've been getting back into Facebook. I check my Facebook every day now, and there's a lot going on over there. I realized a new thing that I can do it's been entertaining me. You guys can try it. Is whenever somebody posts something and it's not shareable, it's private, write on it, hey, will you please make this shareable? And then after they do, just don't do anything. You don't have to share it after that. You just make them more public, and then they'll be sitting there waiting for that little, when's that share coming? And it never will. Pretty cool. I've been getting into riddles people post these riddles on Facebook. I got really into the challenges and stuff, anything to pass the time. We really burned through the challenges too early, I think. Remember the challenge? It was like, do the 10 push-ups. That was day 2. We did that on day 2. It's so long. We ran out of the challenges by the end of week 1. How stupid. Now all it's left is like, clip your toenails while you listen to the Bare Naked Ladies or whatever. The challenges suck now. But I've been doing riddles, and I did one the other day that really pissed me off. And I'm gonna read it. Shalewa, your mic is on. I'll read it to you, and you see if you can figure it out.
Okay.
The riddle is, okay, you're asleep, you're hungry, you only have butter, cheese, and milk in the fridge. What do you open first? I'll read it again. You're asleep,
Okay.
you are hungry, you only have butter, milk, and cheese in the fridge. What do you open first?
Your eyes?
Your eyes should be the answer. That's the answer. That's the
Right.
real answer. That's what I said. That's what it fucking should be. That's it.
Okay.
Except that's what I said. I said your eyes. I figured it out. I'm done. I went to sleep. I woke up to a message the next day that said, no, it's actually not your eyes. It's a dream. It's a dream. So you don't wake up anything. You don't open anything, which is not a fucking riddle. That's just a dream sequence. You can't do that. It makes me insane. And so now I shared it. I shared that riddle. And then when people say your eyes, I say, yes, that's the right answer. They share it. So I just changed history. You got to be the change in the world you want to see. That pissed me off so much. It's like, that's not a riddle. That's like if you did that riddle where it's like, father and son are driving. They get into a car accident. They go to the hospital. And then when the doctor comes to work on the son, the doctor says, I can't work on this boy. He's my son. How is that possible? And obviously you go, well, it's the mother. And then the person goes, no, it was a dream. The little boy was having a very chaotic dream because he has a bad childhood. His parents are abusive to him. This is so dumb. I wanted to talk about ghosts. I'll do 2 things. I believe in ghosts. I feel like ghosts are kind of a poor people thing, because rich people have like skydiving and stuff to scare them, but poor people have to be like, ooh, maybe the air is scary. Let's do things. How about that? What about under your bed? Hours of entertainment. I had a bunch of Indiana shit I was gonna do about. It's so funny that they're in a rush to open shit back up. It's like there's not even anything anyway. It's like, oh, God forbid you can't buy a wind chime made of wicker. It's all. It's a very Mother's Day based economy in Indiana. It's so funny that they're like, no, I have to be able to buy my trinkets. What if I can't buy a rug? That's all right. The last thing I'll say is Indiana is very dangerous. It's a scary place. My family won't visit New York because they think it's too dangerous. Indiana is way more scary. When I was a kid, our main form of entertainment was a trampoline that didn't have a guard net thing around it. And those are like little kid Vietnam. Like every kid hobbles away like, ugh, we lost Jeremy back there. And I'm different now. Look at my eye. And it's like, my brother broke his leg on our trampoline immediately because he did that thing where he was like, I'm going to go as high as I can on a new trampoline. And then he did. And then he started to float away from the trampoline. You know that moment where you see somebody suspended in the air and you're like, oh, shit. We're about to hear a new noise. That's going to be crazy. And then he hit the ground so hard, we both knew he broke his leg, but I had to finish my turn. And then we didn't want my mom to find out, so he made me drag him in the house. And then when my mom got home, we told her that my uncle broke my brother's leg because we were more willing to lose a family member than a bouncy tarp that takes hillbillies closer. All right. Thank you, guys. That's my set. That'll do.
Wow. Wow. You covered a lot of ground there, Tom.
I had to really rush. I haven't done stand-up in a while.
I love that you really sounded off about old people and then said you were into riddles. Like, yeah, I think the kind of person who's going to remember that the Applebee's was a Chili's also has a Sudoku in their bag. Like that's a given.
All right, you Gen X asshole.
Yeah, that's right. I don't care. Whatever. Irony. Bye, Tom.
All right, bye, Shalewa.
That was Tom Thakkar, everybody. Oh man. Ugh, I'm gonna be thinking about that broken leg thing for a while. Actually, that's a little haunting. Anyway, so I'm gonna bring your next comedian up, and I'm very excited to speak to this fella. We came up together in Atlanta in different ways, but comedically the exact same way, exact same trajectory. Please welcome to the Zoom stage Rob Haze, everyone. Come on in, Rob. Where did you? There you are. Okay. All right. That's enough. Hi, Rob.
What's going on?
How you doing? I'm all right.
Guess
How
what
are
I just
you?
found?
What'd you find?
I'm doing good. We got a little delay. I just found Debbie Allen has a TikTok.
Of course she has a TikTok.
Oh man. Yeah.
Is it nothing
Debbie,
but body rolls?
It's a lot of body rolls, but it's Debbie Allen dancing. And so now I have
man.
something to do, you know?
Yeah. I feel like she put a class on IG Live, like a free class when all of this started. It was very simple, but I mean, Debbie Allen simple is still hard on my knees.
It's still an 8 count that's like, wait, what did you do?
Right, exactly.
I figured out what's gonna happen though. I figured out where this whole thing's gonna go.
Oh, okay, good. Rob's on it. What you got?
We're going back to farming. They're gonna bring farming back. They're gonna pay everybody a certain amount of money, and they'll be like, all right, if we tired of giving random checks of random amounts, how much do we got to give the American people to go out and just start farming, raise some animals, raise some food that they can eat. We're going back to farming. We're gonna bring back the Dr. Quinn medicine woman house calls. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
they're gonna have the bag. You know what I mean? We're bringing back the outhouses. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't use the bathroom in the house. You got to go out. The outhouse is gonna have plumbing now, but you know what I'm saying? If you got to take a dump, you got to take a dump outside. We bringing all that back.
I mean, I'm not that mad at it. Okay, so then if we're bringing back farming, where are you at with it? What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, you gonna farm? Are you doing livestock? Are you the medicine woman? Which one are you?
Hopefully I'm facilitating the, you know what I'm saying? Like
you're
working for the government.
Come on, bro.
Hopefully I'm working for the government, making sure everybody farming straight. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not
somebody got to check on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like make sure everybody's straight. Like
okay, that's like when I think about what the end of the world will be like if I think it's going to be all nukes and everything, I think that my role in the rebuilding is to be in the basement, just like checking everyone's emails. Because you're gonna need someone while everyone's out
Right.
rebuilding.
Yeah.
You're gonna
You
need
know what I'm
someone
saying?
down
Like
below.
you need to know, okay, yeah. Hey man,
Yeah,
if something
okay.
gonna happen at 6 o'clock, I just seen it, you know.
You know, I'll tell you this, my landlord has taken the tiny plot of actual soil in front of our, that would be
Okay.
like a flower bed in front of the
Mhm.
building, and he's planted seeds. He planted seeds last year. And he told me I'm welcome to whatever it is that he's grown, which right now has been the most anemic watermelon I've ever seen. I thought it was a cucumber. It was a watermelon, and you know, a few tomatoes. And he said it's healthier, you know, because it's from the ground, but it's also on ground level in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Mm.
And I feel like it's
That's
not.
ambitious. A watermelon, like you gotta think, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? To fill a watermelon with what it needs, you gotta have all that in the ground. Like you gotta start somewhere small, you know?
Yeah, I was like, was this the only seed you planted, or were you expecting like
See, I would
numerous?
start with like a sunflower, because if it don't work out, you can always eat the seeds and be like, all right, well, you know, I
Well,
gave it a good run. You know,
yeah, I
don't plant all
tried.
the plant some of the seeds, season the rest. You know what I'm saying?
So you roast them before you plant them just to make them
Yeah,
warm?
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, just in case.
Right.
I'm tired of, you remember like all these comics used to have jokes about how they would kill baby Hitler?
Yes. Yes, sure.
I never understood. They would like, I would go to comedy shows and they would assume like that's what you would do if you had a time machine. What we all do, we kill baby Hitler. And I'm like, I don't know why it's got to be baby Hitler. Like, why these people feel like they can't take 5-year-old Hitler? Like, why Hitler at 10? They just like, oh, he's gonna be a problem, you know?
Well, I feel because by then someone has attached affection. I mean, how soon into baby Hitler's life were they planning on killing him? No one says. Do you know what I mean?
It was evil people before Hitler though. They don't ever talk about like blowing up a plantation. They don't ever talk about, you know.
All right, well then, which baby will
fighting
you?
The people that whipped Jesus? Like they don't ever talk about like, come on, man, you don't want to see them build a Stonehenge. You don't want to see them
I
put
get
a
it. It's a
last brick
short-sighted
on the
plan.
pyramid. You know, like, come on, man. You don't want to see when sliced bread drop. Everybody's like, oh, this is the biggest thing since sliced bread. You want to see the first time somebody sliced some bread and people's like, oh, crazy. Yo, they out here slicing bread. Hey, wake up. Everybody wake up. Get outside. They out here slicing bread.
Yeah, I would like to see what the biggest thing was before sliced bread.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, where did sliced bread in the printing press? Like, where did they you know what I'm saying? Like, were they eating bread and like, man, I ain't got nothing to read right now. Were they reading? Like, I got nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget the chicken and the egg, the bread in the printing press. That's the real thing.
Wow, yeah, wow, we're really going on a journey here.
I don't know, man. I've been going through it. I'm starting to think I'm depressed.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, I've been thinking, like, I've been watching The Last Dance, right?
Sure.
And I've been thinking, like, why am I not an athlete? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so I'm on a keto diet right now, right? So I'm not eating no carbs. I'm only eating vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I only got 28 grams of carbs a day. So I'm only eating vegetables, only eat meat, eggs and stuff. I'm like, dang, if I was on this as a kid, like maybe I would be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm the same height as Steph Curry. Me, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, same height, same weight, but I got 2 in the Pringles.
You think that is what stopped you?
They never pop. You know what I'm saying? I popped. I couldn't stop. Now, you know, I don't have the athletic ability. I don't have the drive. I don't have the same thing. I feel like had I like not eating Pringles, not eating the Flaming Hot Cheetos, ate lunch every day, ate all the food groups like properly, I would be in the NBA. That's how I feel.
Do you think, and so do you think that if there are any young people out there now, that maybe that's what they should do and they too will be in the NBA?
I feel like that's what Michelle Obama was on.
You think that's what she was
You know what
okay,
I'm
so
saying?
you're
She's trying to
saying
build super
you
soldiers.
are
You smell
officially
me?
saying that Michelle Obama was recruiting for the NBA with her kids
No,
eat
she's
right
trying to
plan.
build a super soldier. She was ready for the Rona. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She was like, all right, y'all need to eat right in the schools. Y'all out here eating, you know what I'm saying, spend your lunch money on hot fries. Y'all not gonna be here for the apocalypse. Like, she's seen this coming. You know what I mean?
She did, because she wanted everyone to fucking plant shit.
Come on. She
Wow.
already seen it like a zenith. You know what I mean?
I hope that's not how she said it.
I hope her and Barack code switch. I hope they get in the house like no one else is around and they're like, yo, you see what you look at your man though. Yo, turn on CNN right now. He talking about it
for so long, all I could think about when they were in the White House was, there is cocoa butter in the White House. Do you understand?
Come on,
There
did you
is
see
Vaseline.
Barack's wave?
Yeah.
He had a do-rag. You can't tell me that Barack didn't go to sleep with the same thing Hulk Hogan wore outside.
Which means that he had to get up early and massage the line out of his head before.
Oh, definitely.
Being seen,
because
they
was
never
mad
seen
about
with a
the
do-rag
tan
line.
suit. Imagine if he had do-rag lines. The uproar.
Yeah, that's true. We'd be in a bigger mess.
That's grounds for impeachment.
Absolutely.
In 2010.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Oh, okay, Rob.
Can we do all our Zoom shows together? This has been the most fun I've had.
Yeah, absolutely. Just holler at me, tell whoever that I'm just going to pop in and we're going to just discuss very important things.
Yeah. I wonder what the duos who, don't live together, what they doing during this time, but yeah.
They are probably I'm doing my best work on FaceTime conversations in Marco Polo. I really am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I've really honed my craft in only talking to two people on FaceTime.
I wish I was this funny in them writers' room conferences. It'd be awkward, boy. I'm like, man, I'm about to get fired. They about to mute me.
Thanks so much for coming in, Rob.
Thanks for having me.
Oh man, that's Rob Haze, everybody. He's the best. Okay, so next. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. I used to, in the before times, run into this guy on a train, probably the most of any comedian in Brooklyn, and that's saying something because that's where they all live. But he's out in LA now, and I don't know, doing well. I'm assuming. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Kyle Ayers, everyone.
Am I here? Am I doing well?
You're doing well. Look at you. You're wearing a shirt that's a color.
Yeah, I'm further from my curtain than you are from your curtain. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right here. It's all right here.
You can hang out here if you want. It won't bother me. I can't see anything anyways.
Okay.
Thank you for having me here on Whiplash in what I assume is now the substitute for UCB Chelsea. Oh, okay. I have to tell you guys this up top. I know it's weird, but it's tough. It's been tough to make money as a comedian for the first time ever since the pandemic. Before that, we were all rolling in it pretty consistently, but now it's been a struggle. So I did sell some advertising space during my set. It's pretty unintrusive. You won't really notice. It is for a pizza restaurant in Columbia, Missouri. And they were the only ones to take me up on the persistent emailing system that I had. So you'll barely notice. I promise you'll barely notice.
Okay.
I feel like I don't have like a look Do you know what I mean? Everyone's like, I had someone tell me that you need like a thing, like a look, or like, I don't know. I just am very generic. I swim at this public pool. And one time a kid told me I look like a video game creative player before you change any attributes, which feels very specific. Something about teenagers, they know what you're most insecure about, and it's what they lead with. I'd say a kid at the same pool told me, he asked me why my back hair is so disorganized. That's very frustrating to hear, and such a specific word choice. I don't know. I don't really have like a look. Like, you couldn't really. I feel like the closest thing I have to a look is I look like a guy who still thinks Bernie might win. That would be about the closest and I like Bernie. That's, I do. I feel the same way about Bernie as I do about weed. I really like him, but the people who really like it could relax a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I realize there's health benefits to your product. I wish you would stop cold calling me. I'm very excited for the first month of stand-up once this all ends and we hear comedians keep saying that stuff just happened to them the other year. That'll be really fun. Oh yeah, I was at the movies the other year. This is pretty funny. It's just gonna be fun. We won't be able to get away. I don't know. I've kind of transitioned from being paid in drink tickets to being paid in Jennifer Lawrence spitting out coffee gifts, which has been very exciting for me. After every show, I love when someone sends me a nice Jennifer Lawrence spitting out coffee gift. My taxes are going to be a nightmare, but other than that, it's weird watching, like in California, I don't think I'm allowed to open my window until December 2024. But if you're in Florida, you have to spit in your neighbor's house to maintain rent control. It's very bizarre. I don't understand. Why are we allowed to have so many different laws in every state? This is incredible to me. I thought we are true. Like, when I was on the road, I was trying to find weed in different states, and all the states' laws are so different. You don't know. I was in South Carolina. Their laws are years behind. I was like, is weed legal here? And they were like, we just integrated schools. So is he in class, or can I get some? Okay, I got to do an ad now. I'm sorry. The ad is for Shakespeare's Pizza. Shakespeare's Pizza in Columbia, Missouri. Shakespeare'sPizza.tv. Interesting website. Shakespeare'spizza.com. A little bit of pizza and a little bit of Shakespeare's. Get a carry-out pizza from Shakespeare's Pizza with all of your favorite toppings on it. Okay. Get a slice with pepperoni, sausage, and Canadian bacon in our star-crossed meat lovers pizza special. Wow. Okay. Shakespeare's Pizza off Old 63 Highway, established 1973, Columbia, Missouri. Did you guys see this the other day? Okay, back in the jokes. I feel like the first time shit hit a fan, everyone who was there knew that was going to become a phrase. The shit hit the fan and someone's like, people will remember today. Okay. You ever run into someone who really, I'm sure you do if you're in Georgia, people who really love college sports but hate professional sports?
Yes.
I'm always creeped out by people. They're like, I love sports. You love all sports? You're like, no, only when they're young. Like, what? How young? You're like, a college-aged boys' sports is all I like. Once they're successful or too large, no, thank you. Okay. So here's, speaking of kind of on that similar premise. It's weird that statues are allowed to be permanent naked boys peeing in our yards. I just feel like the first guy who ordered one was probably very confident. And he's like, yeah, I need a little boy's naked penis in my yard forever. And it has to be working 24 hours a day. Okay, I got to do another ad. I'm sorry. Hold on real quick. Shakespeare's. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I got it. Shakespeare's Pizza. Shakespeare's Pizza in Columbia, Missouri. All November through February. $10 carryouts in our Now is the Winter of Our Discount $10 pizza special. On sale June through August. Do you hate marinara sauce? Get one with Alfredo sauce in the Midsummer White Cream special. Shakespeare's Pizza off of Highway 63.
Wow.
Okay, one more. It's been fun watching America catch up to the rest of the world with the pandemic, but pretend that we are the ones who came up with all of the ways to do anything about it. That's like America's thing. We're young, we steal something from somewhere else and pretend that because we just learned it, it's new. We're like a kid in college who takes one philosophy class and then comes home for Thanksgiving very confident. Like we come home and we're like, we figured out democracy, and Greece is like tired over dinner. And it's like, we've been through 7 democracies already. Sit down so we can eat. We don't even have real money anymore. Okay. Last ad. Sorry, last ad for Shakespeare's Pizza. It says you gotta put on the shirt. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second.
Okay. It is
Shakespeare's
unorganized.
Shakespeare's Pizza in Columbia, Missouri, off Old 63. Shakespeare's Pizza. To be or not to be, that is the crustian. Whether 'tis a nibble in the mouth, to suffer toppings and swine on your chin, or to take bites against pig troubles, and by opposing them, we eat them. To die, to eat much more. And with a bite, I say we went to the stomach ache and 1,000 natural tops. That flesh, or vegan or vegetarian options available on weekends after 8, is air too. 'Tis a mastication devoutly to be chewed. To die, to eat, perchance ice cream. Dessert specials on Sundays during happy hour. Soft, you now, thy fair wholemelia, nymph in thy wood burn oven, be all slices remembered. Get a slice with Canadian bacon for $3.50 in the Hamlet special. Thank you guys very much. That's it for me.
That was Kyle Ayers, everybody. Oh man. I mean, the back hair is a little unorganized. A little bit. Just
Well,
from what we could see. But it's fine. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah, there's definitely no way to adjust your body hair.
No. No,
Nothing has been invented yet to tame hair.
No. It has a life of its own.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Kyle.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my goodness, that was Kyle Ayers, everybody. So I'm going to bring your next comedian to the stage, and I'm very excited about this. She put on a lip, so let's just get to it. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Megan Gailey, everyone. Hey, Megan. Oh wait. Oh, there. What? Where'd she go? Oh, there she goes. Okay. Yep.
Okay. It said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, it said the host was mad at me.
What host? Oh, that. Okay.
And that's not what it said. Hi. I put on a lip, and which brings me to a piece of knowledge that I learned from you, which is every woman's perfect lip color is their nipple. Is there area
correct
color?
That is correct.
That fascinates me. I mean, this is my areola color.
Okay, that's nice.
I have Ronald McDonald painted nipples. So
well, yeah, I don't have it on now, but mine is the darkest of browns. And when I first put that lipstick on, and I was like, oh, that's a good color. I never would have thunk. And then I read the factoid, and I was like, well, I'll be goddamn.
And then you're just like holding it.
Yeah, I can't. Yes, absolutely.
Mine is like a baby pink. Like if you found out you were having a little girl, what you would paint her nursery.
Okay, all right.
But then like little stray hairs too.
Sure.
I was like, oh, I shouldn't say what my nipple color is, but then Kyle showed us his back.
Yeah.
It was fascinating. It looked like when the United States was like this shape, but didn't own all of the United States yet. Mexico has this, and that was like Kyle's shoulder.
Right. Yeah. There were. Yes. It was spotty.
Oh, wow. Oh, he had to shave his back. Okay. And the hair was just grow. Oh, okay. Don't tell Megan because this is a good riff. Okay. You know, I love to riff. I mean, yeah, when they were like, Shalewa can be in there or not, I was like, Shalewa, like, if it's not in the room or has to move into my house, she's moving into my house. I'll do it alone, but.
So how are you doing?
I'm okay. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm as good as can be.
Sure.
I have food, and luckily I got married right before this.
Yes, that was very good call.
So I feel really, my husband keeps calling our wedding a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
But like, we didn't know, you know, like, I think winter weddings used to be frowned upon, and now I feel really smart, but then I also feel bad because I don't want to, like, the photos I think are so beautiful, but I don't want to just be like, look at my wedding and you'll never have it. Like, it just feels.
It's okay. I mean, even if this wasn't going on, people would still be extremely envious of your wedding pictures. So you might as well just go ahead and put them up.
I really appreciate that. And
Yeah.
it being insensitive to put them up only incentivizes it for me.
Right. Yeah,
I can
I'm
be
surprised to
unwoke. Let's get them up there. Yeah, when Kai was saying it, he feels like he doesn't really have a look. I feel like I like really have a look. People have told me I have voted for Bloomberg energy.
Oh, wow.
Which is hurtful. But you know, how are you, Shalewa? I love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, luckily I got quite a few different pairs, which is great since now all of my comedy is here. So it's like changing shirts.
These are very Eartha Kitt.
It is. I love a cat eye. I love a big oversized thing. I love a cat eye. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going now. You know, I picked a dark neutral for my background, you know, to hopefully let all the other colors pop, but also because my art is scattered, I don't have enough for a good gallery wall. So I just put a bed sheet up until I can collect enough to really show people that I like things in frames.
Yeah. I mean, these are just like plates that we bought from a West Elm, but they are like funny, you know, it's like a cat with earrings. And I'm like, I need it.
Today I changed the algorithm in the targeted ads on my phone to nothing but candles. So I'm having a good time with that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're getting like high, low, everything?
Yeah, a lot of high.
Yeah.
A lot of high. You know, you buy 2 different types of Aesop soap and suddenly they think you can pay $65 for a candle.
Yeah.
Can you? You'll try.
I have never been into expensive candles, but I've definitely had people give me expensive candles. And then I was like, yes, I'll be your friend now.
Right.
I was given a very expensive candle by someone so expensive I did not know what it was. And then my friend was like, oh no, that's a really nice. So I Googled it, and then the person who gave it to me is still in my life for sure.
That's good. That's good.
I've been getting a lot of targeted ads for sweating in your sleep.
Wow, what's happening in your sleep that even your phone is like looking up and going, we need to target that?
I am waking up and it is like, there have been times when it is drenched to the point where I'm like, I've peed the bed. My first instinct is I peed the bed. Okay. All right. I hear you. But then it's like, I just get so, and I'm sure I'm having really, really intense dreams.
Yes.
I'm locked in resorts, locked in hotels. I'm like locked in all these places.
Right.
I think I'm just like stressed in my sleep, and then the bed. My husband's making fun. Like, we have white sheets, and my side is discolored. It's like,
oh, no.
I mean, he's just like so happy because I am white. He is not white. And so see white sheets and he's like, oh, my paint didn't come off, but your white stench did, you know, like a thrill.
Oh man.
Do you have a quarantine crush?
No, the idea of anybody is insane. Like, I don't want to, no, not at all. I didn't even, well, I guess maybe it's good that all of my exes, I don't even have to look up any of them. Like, I have no desire to. They were all trash.
Yeah. And none of them have reached out?
No, that's what made them trash.
Oh, okay.
They cannot appreciate what they had, and they're not even looking back like, oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe I should holler at her again.
Now at like 2 months in, I definitely thought an enemy of mine would have reached out and been like, let's squash it. But that's not happening.
No, there's still hope in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at week 3, I was like really waiting by the phone for people that really, really hate me to reach out. They did not.
No one's really reached out. I think unless they're very stressed, because I have a very even keeled way of listening and talking. So people are kind of telling me their issues and I'm like, that's great. No, that's wonderful. We'll work through this. But I'm also falling apart. Oh, you can't tell because it's not in my voice. That's okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to cultivate a way to sound as insane as what's going on. Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, because I keep like, I'll see people on these and they're like, you look good. And I'm like, yes, but I've always dressed like a woman who just went through a trauma.
Right.
Even as like a child, people were like, is she a widow? Like I've told, And so this is very like the kids, I got to pick them up the garden. Like it's just, that's right. The vibe. So of course we're able to pull it off, but we love too, Shalewa.
We do.
I love you. I miss you.
I love you too. It's so good to see you.
Last time I saw you, we were at a Filipino restaurant having the time of our lives.
We sure were.
Back there again, I believe it.
I think so as well.
You're doing the Lord's work. I told you that earlier, but you really are. You are Barb, my therapist. You are you're great.
Thanks, Megan. It's good to see you.
And I love all the boys too, and Sam. I love everybody, and Jeremy. Love you all.
Love you too, Megan.
But I don't love Trump.
No.
That's my big closer.
Okay. That was Megan Gailey, everybody. Oh man. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Oh. Okay. So I've been looking forward to this next comedian all day once I found out that he was part of it. You'll get to see our special rapport. I'm really looking forward to raking him over the coals. Please welcome to the Zoom stage, Caleb Synan.
Oh no, I'm gonna get raked.
Hi, Caleb.
You're gonna rake me?
I always do, even when I don't mean to.
Oh boy. I was thinking about a rapport today and I feel like it's a Seinfeld where they're both Newman. So it's like, hello, Caleb. Hello, Shalewa.
Yeah, it is. It's just two people just side-eyeing each other.
I love it.
Really, it's more like me side-eyeing you and you like doing a jig.
Right, yes. Your side eye only makes me stronger.
Then
like
I got
a Jedi that you kill. I think the earliest known picture of us together is me like chugging a beer and you looking at me like my mom or something. It's
that's
treasured memory.
Yeah, that's probably right. I feel like there were a few pictures of Atlanta comedians like really trying to have the time of their lives and me looking at them like, what the
Well, that was the thing in Atlanta was that everybody would say, especially at Star Bar, but everywhere in the scene, that if you got Shalewa to laugh, that meant you finally made it. And I remember when they told me that, I moved to LA.
You moved from Atlanta?
Yeah.
You're like, I can't.
Well, I don't know. I think I could get on Conan quicker than Shalewa will be laughing.
Yeah, that's certainly right. That's certainly right. How are you?
I'm doing good. I thought the first couple weeks I lied and was like, I miss everybody, and I would be like, oh, it's tragic. But I didn't care about the world outside of comedy before. And, I'm not going to start now. I'm having a great time.
It's
I'm
quite an
watching,
adjustment.
yeah, as long as I got food and movies, it's all pretty good.
Do you have food and movies?
I do.
Okay. All right.
And there's no FOMO. Isn't that cool?
There's
Because I
Did
don't
you
mind
have
not
that
having
before?
fun if nobody can. I really don't.
Okay. What are you watching? What have
I
you watched?
watched. I'm on a Pixar kick. Love my Pixar.
Well, that's the same as a cry for help, Caleb.
Well, maybe it is. Is it a cry for help if I don't know it though?
Yeah, no, because it's Pixar, it's an understood cry for help.
Okay, but I watched all the Star Wars. That was fun. Seinfeld, going through that again.
Okay.
I got a lot of time.
Oh,
And a
no.
Zoom show. Everybody makes fun of these Zoom shows, but I think I'm funnier now. I don't know what it is. So it's going great. I got nothing to complain about, really.
You never have anything to complain about, and I don't trust it. See, that was my problem. You're always so happy-go-lucky. What the fuck? That ain't right.
I think it's the raised by a preacher thing where they're like, Jesus is it's gonna be the apocalypse next week. So I've always kind of thought that. So every day that it's not, pretty good.
Oh, okay. So you're primed for this. You're just like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is I didn't think it'd be when I was this age. I thought I'd be old when it happened.
Oh, who wants to go through an apocalypse old?
No, I'm glad it's happening now. My back works.
Yeah, you definitely want to do it while your knees can handle it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I just found out about knees. Because everybody said to jog. Everybody's like, go jog. It's still legal. And I haven't jogged since the last time someone taller than me made me do it. Like high
like
school.
a PE teacher?
Yeah. Someone with a whistle told me to jog last time I did it.
Right.
So I jogged just like on the sidewalk. It's the most pain I've ever been in my whole life. I thought
it's the worst.
They went bad when you were like 70. I didn't know it was as soon as you use them.
Yeah, no, I do very little. And now when I walk, say to the corner and back, my knees are hot. They're just hot. There's no real pain, but it's just heat. Like I was just talking about how my knees were hot, and I actually had my roommate touch my knees. Kevin, I was like, touch my knees. And he was like, oh, wow, that is hot. They're hot. I don't understand it. And I don't mean like they're not sexy. They're just warm.
Hey, who doesn't love a warm knee? That sounds like that sounds like the first thing a doctor called it back, you got hot knees.
Hot knees.
Like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. And you don't know, because when have you ever thought that your knees were going to get hot?
No, you don't prepare for that.
Yeah, there are certain body parts that when they heat up, it's troubling.
Oh man. Well,
I
now
dare say
I'm getting real scared.
Yeah.
Well, this is our whole, you just warning me of things to come. This was how
yeah,
it was
it is. That's kind of my brand now, is just telling young people that occasionally a tooth will fall out of your head and there's not much you can do about it.
I do have that. You ever have those dreams where a tooth falls out and then it's supposed to mean something? Is Caleb's shirt a joke or real? Thanks, Megan. This is a real. I don't know what's a joke or what's real. I saw it at Target and I was like, oh, it's a Hawaiian shirt. I don't have to button up.
Oh, wow.
So that was why.
I had a feeling that you picked that out yourself. And I was,
Who would
you know,
pick it out? Of course I pick out everything.
yeah. No, I know when someone else has dressed you. I know it's a, you know, things fit.
Right.
They're
Well,
not.
nobody has. That's one fun thing is that
Mhm.
I haven't needed to be presented to the world by a girlfriend in months. Usually, it's like, hey, we're gonna. And then I like to look nice, but I don't know how to do it myself. The lady's gotta give me a nice. I thought you'd look good in this. So
Right. And so you haven't had to do that for a while.
no. I don't think I'll ever look good again. I didn't need to do it. Turns out.
Yeah, I mean, you did. I mean, you don't, not even for when comedy comes back in like 6 years.
Well, I feel like when comedians get really funny. When they get really fun is when they're like, now I look like shit, and I'm leaning into the look, and then that's when it really goes.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm not right about it, but it's a thought I have.
I think you are a special case. You are a special case.
Boy, people keep saying that, and they don't say anything nice after it. They just go,
No,
"You're a
no, I
special
feel like
case."
special case just kind of, that's it. That's all. I mean, you can extrapolate from there. There are many kinds of cases and they could all be special. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't know, but you are for sure a special one.
Hey, I'm having. You're very special too, Shalewa.
Okay, see, I
And,
don't like how that turned out.
Oh. Well, that's what makes you special.
Yeah, that I just don't trust you. You know, I don't trust anyone.
Oh, well, that's good. My parents taught me that too. Don't trust anybody. They all got diseases. So yeah, my parents were right about everything.
Where you hold up now?
I'm in West Hollywood, having a great time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I learned how to make food. That's cool.
Okay, well, what are you making?
Oh, I can make all kind of stuff. I learned how to make a salad. I learned how to make a smoothie. I made a piece of fish the other day.
Just the one?
I made a piece of fish.
Just one piece?
Yeah. I made one piece of fish. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of skills.
Okay.
Yeah, should I do a joke before I go, or are we all?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I don't know if any of these are good.
No, nothing. It's fine. None of it matters.
All right. Well, this is a fun bit. So during all these live streams, you can see the comments in the bottom, and every one of these I do, it gets bad. It's like these Reddit people, and they'll be like, "What race is he?" And then someone will say ISIS, and it just goes forever. And ISIS isn't a race, but it's fun to see that that's all people. It's always like, what race? No one cares if I'm funny or not. They just want to guess it, which I don't get. Some people think I'm Jewish or Muslim or something, and I've never known what I am. So I asked my dad. I was like, "Well, what are we? What do I say we are?" And he said, "Say we're Black Irish." And I said, "Well, I'm gonna say Irish because you made something up, Dad." And that's how Ireland is. You're a white guy with brown hair, and they go, "That's a black guy," and that's how the country's going. So
that's
Oh, here's fun. So I do what?
No, go ahead.
I FaceTimed with my mom today, and she has a hamster now. She got a hamster during lockdown. And it was like next to her head on the back of the chair, and I was like, "Look out," because I didn't know she had one. I was like, "Ah," and she goes, "Oh, that's Fatso." I was like, just making conversation, like, "Oh, well, why'd you call him Fatso?" And she goes, "He ate his brother." And I was like, "Oh, well, you name things weird," because I would have named him Murder, since he killed and ate his family.
Well, what? Hold on. I'm still stuck on people thinking that they can't decide if you're Jewish or Muslim.
I don't know what it is. I thought I didn't have that until I moved to California, and everybody's like, "Ooh," they're like, "I never seen a Syrian with a Southern accent." And I'm like, what? People comment all the time. Well, I opened for Kenny G, which is the weirdest thing ever. But I opened for him, and I'm in the green room, and Kenny G comes up to me and goes, "Afghanistan?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Me and the band were like wondering which race you were, and I bet on Afghanistan." And I was like, "Not at all." It was one of the weirdest. I mean, I'll always have that great memory of Kenny G just pointing at me with like double finger guns, like, "Afghanistan."
There is so much to unpack in that story that I don't even, and unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thank God. Because what and what?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you're doing as well as you can do.
It's going great. I can't. I get to have a wonderful Zoom show with the best Zoom host, and this was the best. This was such a great lineup. I loved everybody on it. It was
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
I laughed a lot.
Yes, you did. All right, Caleb. You take care of yourself. What does Kyle say? Huh?
What does he say?
Who?
Do you see this chat? This can't.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got 25 more minutes. We're waiting for someone to drop in. So if you want to go ahead and tell us more about life in Afghanistan. What it was like being a Southern boy in Afghanistan.
Yeah, I'm a real Southern. But yeah, so we can unpack all of Kenny G.
Did the audience like you though?
Oh, the Kenny G audience?
Yeah.
They did. They laughed at all the parts, but they did. There, you could tell in their laugh there's a little bit of like, why is that? Because they didn't do. They didn't introduce me like, hey, there's some stand up. This is a young comedian who Kenny thought was funny, and he's coming up next, so it's gonna be stand up. Literally, I was waiting in the wings, and a guy who just I guess he was wearing all black. He looked like he worked there, and he was like, Caleb Synan. Like there was no ramp up. There was like I think they were like, the guy that owns this theater is younger than I thought, and it won't stop talking. It's funny some of the times, but like, that's the way the first time I went to a comedy club, I thought the host was the owner. I was like, that must be the guy who owns this building, and he's gonna crack a few jokes. But it was definitely odd. I couldn't figure out why. Like my manager was laughing when she called me with the gig. She was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And it was opening for Kenny G. It was the weirdest thing ever, but still the biggest biggest venue I've ever played.
Yeah. Kenny G packs them in.
Oh, those people were. Yeah, he was. Yeah. And honestly, you know me, loved the show. I thought Kenny G was great.
Yeah, you would absolutely love Kenny G. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I was in like the second row. Great night.
Lighters up.
He was funny.
Yeah, I could see that. No one's ever heard him speak.
Yeah.
So he could be hilarious.
He was, and he started the show. Like it made me laugh so hard. The band's like playing. It's like, oh shit, where is he? There's fog and all this. And he was standing on top of the back row. Like he did like a magician thing. Like, so the band's playing, and then you hear the saxophone, and it's coming from way in the back. He's literally walking on top of the seats. It was like the Simpsons animated a Kenny G concert. You're like, how crazy would it? Like, what would he think was good? It made me laugh so hard. Like he had a surprise entrance. It's the greatest thing ever.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Caleb.
Hey, this is amazing. Look at us.
It's good to see you. Thanks.
It's good to see you. This is this is the most stable relationship of my entire life. I can always count on Shalewa
to roll her eyes at you. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I can. And
Yeah,
it's comforting.
All right, take care.
Hey, enjoy the rest of the team, and I can't wait. I remember last time I was in New York, you walk up to me and said, "Why are you here? Why are you here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
So that'll happen soon, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'll be
sure.
back, and you'll wonder why.
Yep, and I won't trust your answer. So that was Caleb Synan, everybody. Yeah. And that was our show. That was our show for the night. This has been Whiplash. We'll be here every Tuesday around 7:00. So I hope you join us. Thanks again to Littlefield for helping us beam this out into your homes and hands. And thanks, I don't know, thanks to everyone who came on and performed. Thanks to you for watching, and have a good week, y'all. Have a good week.